I don't think I'm getting sick because my throat doesn't hurt. But I feel like I'm, like, losing my voice. Like I'm getting laryngitis. Listen to that. She's deep talker. No, seriously. So this is, like, my normal speaking voice for you guys. Hey, welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. And I feel very cracky there. So I feel like I have to talk down here. Hey, welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. What's up? Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about The Fox and the Hound 2. The Fox and the Hound 2 is a 2006 animated direct-to-video release. It's about Copper and Todd heading to the county fair to discover if Copper's good at anything, and it just might put their friendship to the test. It is directed by Jim Kammerud, animation supervision by Flores and Scott T. Petersen. It's edited by Jennifer Dolce and Ron Price, music by Joel McNeely, and it's written by Rich Burns and Roger S.H. Schulman. The film stars Jonah Bobo as Todd, Harrison Fahn as Copper, Patrick Swayze as Cash, and Reba McEntire as Dixie. This is a midquel, if you couldn't tell by any of the pictures, because Copper and Todd are still young. So watch out. And it has a 20% in Rotten Tomatoes, and people said it probably fell right down the middle in quality of direct-to-video movies from Disney. You can tell this is much newer than the original Fox and the Hound. It also is, like, different because there's definitely, like, computer aspects to it with, like, some wide-ranging effects and backgrounds and stuff like that. But it is beautiful. It is a stunning direct-to-video release from them. However, my biggest complaint is why the heck does Dixie have to be animated like that? She's got the longest eyelashes. She's got the bow in her hair, so we're sure she's a girl. When the other woman in the dog singing group is old, so she isn't sexualized. So it's just creepy. Like, I'm not down with it at all. It's, at this point, I'm like, what are we doing? You know, we've done it for eons every time there's a girl dog. But I feel like Lady and the Tramp, the only thing that's, like, really makes it is, like, her big, you know, poofy ears and her voice. Otherwise, I feel like they got more and more sexualized. You know, Oliver and Company, Rita is definitely drawn in, and Georgette are definitely drawn in ways that are like, those are girl dogs, just so everyone knows. You know what I mean? Like, it's so unnecessary. She could just have Reba's voice, and we'll know. You know, or who cares? You know, I don't know. It's just too much. And then not to make the older woman have long eyelashes and a bow in her hair, so we know. Come on. That's the part that really is like. I don't really have a problem with the edit. There's just two sequences of, like, pure insanity. Toward the beginning, Copper's trying to practice hunting, and he, like, howls when he finds Todd instead of finding the bunny. So then Chief wants to chase the fox, and it becomes this whole slew of physical comedy against Amos. And it just went on too long and was, like, a little too much. It was really unnecessary. There were already some funny lines, so I feel like we didn't need the super physical comedy of it. Especially because, like, I feel like it wasn't that prominent in the first one. I know there was, like, some stuff we laughed about with Amos and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. And then the second one was when Todd was causing all that mayhem to out Copper as not being a stray. And that went on way too long and, like, was way too much damage. It was just crazy. I mean, it's, you know, whatever. I don't know. It just felt unnecessary to what they were trying to do. So, they just went on a little long. I think that's my biggest complaint. I don't care how much damage was done. I mean, it's an animated movie with, you know, whatever, singing dogs, which is great. But, yeah. This is a musical, by far and away. A musical. There are multiple musical numbers. It's a musical, which is very different than the first one. The first one, you have, like, they're the best of friends, but that, you know, that was back when Disney was doing, like, at least one song a movie, and it just made way more sense. Where this is, like, full-fledged musical, the whole point is, like, Copper can sing. It's, like, a whole thing, which, okay, fine. The music was pretty catchy. I just was really surprised it was, like, really country. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, even though it's like they live on farms and go hunting. I don't know. I just wasn't expecting it to be like that farm and country vibe, but it really was, and that was fine. I think the biggest shock to me is Patrick Swayze singing. Obviously Reba's in it, so I feel like that's probably why they went a little more country, or they wanted to go country and then they got Reba because of it. I don't know. And the credit song that Lucas Grabeel sings, for those who don't know, Lucas Grabeel is Ryan in High School Musical. He did a lot of like random credit songs for movies and all that kind of stuff. I feel like every single song he did for Disney that wasn't a High School Musical song was so overproduced. It's just so many like effects and crap, which is so unnecessary because Lucas Grabeel is incredibly talented. Like, it's kind of disgusting. Homeboy can play like a million instruments and he's got a great voice, and you know, like, what, I don't understand why they would overproduce him, but whatever. There are a couple out-of-pocket lines and just like moments that made me genuinely laugh right at the beginning. Todd says something about the cricket smelling, and Copper says, "No, that was me. I had socks for lunch." That made me laugh. That was a good one. The little girl that took the Grand Ole Opry guy around, Mr. Biggerstaff or whatever his name was, that was probably the funniest side sequence happening in this entire movie. That was so funny. Every time that we checked in with them, and he just was the victim of another person trying to like show him his talent, and her like saying some kind of warning after the fact. That was the best running gag in the movie. It was so funny. I love her so much. She's an icon. The peanut butter I thought was a great little like tie-in for dogs. They like always spend forever getting the peanut butter off their tongue. And then the "why does it always rain when things go wrong" comment, that also took me out. That was great. Other things that made me like, Cash tells Todd to keep Copper happy, and Copper says he does that already. Come on, that's so cute. I think the physical comedy wasn't like as necessary, except for the little girl showing Mr. Biggerstaff around. That was so funny. Otherwise, midquels, dude, you know how I feel. I think this story is so unnecessary, and they were curious if they could. They never asked if they should. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how it is with a bunch of these sequels that are actually midquels. This, like, talk about a movie that just so badly doesn't need a story told in the middle of it. Like, I think so far, I'll have to go back and see which ones are midquels. But of the midquels, I think Tarzan 2 has been the one that I'm like, alright, like, okay. I haven't been that mad about. I'll have to go back and see what other midquels happened for sure. But I'm like, we really don't need this story at all. It adds nothing to the original story of Fox and the Hound, which I think would be the entire point of a midquel. This is just like, if you tried to now watch Fox and the Hound and think about this movie happening in the middle of it, I feel like it would greatly affect the effect Fox and the Hound has on people. Because Fox and the Hound is so good, such a moving story, and to like add this weird random, I don't know, just like Copper singing, it's just such an unnecessary story. It's fine, like, it's a fine movie. I was entertained, and it was cute to see Copper and Todd have a little friendship, like, stressor moment, but like, they have a friendship stressor moment plenty in the first one. We didn't need this like random little like, oh, they fight because they miss each other. Like, I don't know, it just is so unnecessary. But like, it wasn't bad, if that makes sense. Like, if this was a standalone movie, cute. Okay, like, it's cute. It's not the greatest. It absolutely should be a direct-to-video, I think. But because it's a midquel, for Fox and the Hound, it just ain't it. No. I think the biggest shock to me is that Patrick Swayze's in this. I don't want to say, like, he had a reputation for being pretentious, because I don't know, you know? All I remember is that, like, the stuff from Dirty Dancing, how he would, like, take it so seriously, and he'd get so mad at Jennifer when she would, like, get the giggles or anything like that, and he was trying really hard to, you know, be such, like, a, you know, serious actor or whatever. So I feel like just hearing that kind of story from him, it's shocking to me that he's in Fox and the Hound too. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. But he did a good job. I didn't know he could sing like that. So, good for him. I knew he could sing, because he sings some song in Dirty Dancing. She's like the wind, that song or whatever. I knew he could sing, but I didn't know he could sing, I don't know, like that, if that makes sense. My favorite part has to be when Copper discovers that he's good at singing and Todd is like so supportive and they're just happy for each other. That's the sweetest thing in the entire world. I can't deal with it. My least favorite part is probably any of the really long physical sequences that I talked about during the editing. They're just, I got bored, they're unnecessary. I also hate how Dixie tries to like take advantage of Todd just to get back at cash. It feels very icky. He's a child, Copper's a child, Dixie, you're being gross. And then as far as recommending, I don't think I would. Like, it's not a bad movie. I just don't think I would recommend it because it's so different than the first one. And I feel like, meh, you know? And I don't think I'll watch this again. I have no desire to do that. You know what I mean? And then, as far as specific moments, I've pretty much touched on all the specific moments in the writing because they were mostly like funny writing related things. The only other stuff I have to say is really just repeating that this is so different than the first one, and I really feel like it doesn't add to it in any way, and it should have been like a standalone movie with other characters. You know, don't do Copper and Todd, just do some best friend. You know, some best friends. I don't know. I forgot that I wrote, this felt very much like if the sequel to Old Yeller was them joining a band and having a blast just before he had to shoot Yeller. Like, it just... It's not it. You know what I mean? I love that. I forgot I did that. Anyway, that's everything I have for The Fox and the Hound 2. My final rating is 6 crickets. No, 6... Yeah, no, okay, 6 crickets out of 10. Our total movie count is... Parent death toll and cry count are still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram, Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put out videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early and a coupon code for merch. Tiers above that, you get daily trivia. All of May, every single trivia question was a picture, and you have to guess the movie, so that's really fun. So this is your last chance, I think. If you want to see the May trivia questions, hop on over there. It's the $5 tier. Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. Parent death toll, baby. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe. But I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you. And don't be... There's no, like, true villain. But honestly, don't be Dixie when she was, like, manipulating Todd. And don't be Cash when he was being a little bit of a turd blossom. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Oh, yeah.